Between 1890 and 1914, Canada experienced key political and legal changes that shaped the country's laws, governance, and treatment of different communities. Some of these changes involved expanding provinces, education policies, and discriminatory laws against immigrants. One of the major political changes was the creation of Alberta and Saskatchewan as provinces in 1905. Before this, these regions were part of the Northwest Territories. Their growing population, fueled by immigration and settlement, led to the decision to grant them provincial status. However, Indigenous communities in these regions continued to face government control and land loss. Another key issue was the Manitoba schools question. Manitoba had originally allowed Catholic and Protestant schools to operate separately. However, in 1890, the provincial government removed funding for Catholic schools, making English-language public schools the only option. This decision angered many French Canadians, who saw it as an attack on their language and culture. Prime Minister Wilfrid Laurier later negotiated a compromise, allowing limited Catholic education, but tensions between French and English Canadians remained. In 1892, the government of the Northwest Territories abolished French as an official language. This decision further reduced the rights of French-speaking Canadians outside Quebec, limiting their ability to receive education and government services in French. At the same time, the Canadian government introduced laws that affected children's education. The Truancy Act of 1891 made school attendance mandatory for children in many provinces. This law was meant to improve literacy and education, but access to schooling remained unequal, especially for Indigenous and lower-income children. Discriminatory policies also increased during this period, particularly against Chinese immigrants. The Chinese head tax was a fee imposed on Chinese immigrants coming to Canada. Introduced in 1885 and increased in 1900 and 1903, the tax was meant to discourage Chinese immigration. This policy was one of many racist laws that targeted Asian communities in Canada. These political and legal changes shaped Canada's society in many ways. While new provinces were created and education expanded, discrimination and cultural conflicts remained major challenges. The struggles of different communities during this period influenced future legal and social reforms in Canada.